Good evening, fifth graders. I have an unusual backdrop because today is Spirit Day dance party, and I hope you had a moment to dance today. That is why you can see mine dance. Yes, and today Ms. Reed and Ms. Tin led us in a morning dance party at 8 o'clock this morning. All the collegiate leaders were dancing to the electric slide, if you can imagine that. It was a lot of fun, and hope you had a chance to move around and dance a little bit today. The book that we are going to be reading next hasn't arrived yet, so I'm going to use my Illustrated Book of Myths book, which has myths and legends from throughout history, and I found another one that fits with some of the things that you are learning in core knowledge. And this one is a Native American myth or legend, if you will. And the title is The Old Man of the Ancients. And I want to see if I can kind of show this picture to you. Hopefully it will come up for you to see. Yeah, The Old Man of the Ancients. And this is a Native American story. Kamoosh created the world. It was Kamoosh, the old man of the ancients, who scattered seeds over the land and asked the mountains, hills, rivers, and springs to care for them forever. Kamoosh will never die. Nothing can kill him, for the bright disk he wears on his back always brings him back to life. Now he lives in the sky, but once he lived here on earth. One day, Kamoosh left his lodge and went wandering to the edge of the world. When he came back, he had a daughter with him. No one knows where she came from. He was away so long that by the time he returned, all the people he had known had died. He made his daughter 10 fine dresses, one for each stage of her life. The 10th one was her burial dress. It was the most beautiful of all, made of buckskin and covered with bright shells. A few days before his daughter became a woman, she went into Kamoosh's lodge to dance. Afterward, she fell asleep and dreamed that she soon was to die. When she awoke, she asked her father for her burial dress. He offered her each of the others in turn, but she refused them. She would only have the shroud. As soon as she put it on, she died, and her spirit set out for the west. The sorrowful Kamoosh said, "I know all things above and below and beyond. Whatever is, I know. I will follow her spirit down into the caverns of the house of death." The house of death was beautiful and full of spirits. There were so many that if every star in the sky and all the hairs of every man and every animal were counted, they would still not equal the number of spirits in that house. There Kamoosh stayed, dancing with the spirits. At length, he grew weary of the house and determined to return to the earth again and people it. He took with him a basket full of bones, but the bones shouted and dug into him, making him stumble. Twice he fell, and twice the bones leaped out of the basket and back into the caverns below. Kamoosh spoke angrily to them, saying, "Bones, be quiet. Life is good." At last, Kamoosh reached the sunlight. He took the bones from the basket and sowed them in the soil. First one tribe sprang up, then the next. Last of all were the Modocs, Kamoosh's chosen people. "You will be a small tribe. Your enemies will be many," he said, "but you will be the bravest of all." Then Kamoosh took leave of his daughter and journeyed to the edge of the world. He took the sun's road until he came to the middle of the sky. There he built his house, and there he lives still. That is an interesting legend and story. the tribe that they're talking about, the Modoc, they actually lived in the western part of the United States along the California-Oregon border. And they were forced from their homeland in 1864. And they told this story and this legend about their lives and about Camus's prophecy of their great bravery when they had to protect their land for themselves. And 60 of the Modocs, the Native Americans, 60 of them protected their land for over 6 months from over 1,000 U.S. troops. So in 1864, followed that with a war. And so they believe that Camus's legend was true, because 60 of them protected their homeland from 1,000 troops. Interesting story. Another one of the stories in the Illustrated Book of Myths. Hope you enjoyed that, champions. And I am excited for our book to come in. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.